Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna build the last two minifigure habitats from the CMF series 23. So here we have one of the recent one of my favorite in this series, which is the Fairy Captain. And today we're gonna build an habitat for the Holiday Elf and for the Sugar Fairy. Let's see what I came up with, and I have to say that today I'm pretty happy, and we might get someone that is gonna take the spot of this one as my favorite. So let's start from that, which is the Holiday Elf. So my initial idea was to mix it up maybe with the elf from the Elf Clubhouse, but then I decided to do something a little bit different, also because of this particular air of this minifigure. So let's start with our 8x8 base. So here we're gonna build a sort of mountain clubhouse kind of thing. We are gonna have a door over there. The color scheme is mostly brown, reddish brown. You can see here we have an additional space over there, so I'm gonna build something coming from the back, and then we are gonna add another wall over on this side with some studs ready to build something else. Now, as I said, this is a mountain scenery, kind of North Pole kind of thing. So outside we are gonna add some snow. So I create some details with some slopes. We are just gonna add it there on this 2x4 that is coming out, so we can see already some snow over there. And I thought also, why not? We can also add a little tree. So here we have this small pine tree on a plate. We are gonna attach it in the corner, so we can have a sneak peek of the tree looking out the window, and then when you stack all the habitats together, that is not gonna be seen. Now, what I want to do is a scene with an opening door coming in and the snow falling inside the house. So there's been a very heavy snowfall, and we are going to add some snow coming in. First, let's decorate a little bit. So we are going to add a little bit of curtains over here outside the window in red, so we can give a nice pop of color. We are gonna add also some Christmas decoration. So this one, for example, very simple and straightforward over there. I think we can add also this one. This is actually from a sticker from the Elf Clubhouse, counting down the days to in December to Christmas. And also I found these printed tiles, this wooden kind of rounded tile that we are gonna add there at the top to give an additional detail. Now, let's add also the snow globe, which is one of the accessories that come with the minifigure in this CMF 23. We are gonna add a small cabinet, very simple and straightforward there, snow globe on top, and here we have our scene mostly done. Here I have a little build with a few modified plates that is gonna attach at this at this headlight brick over there, and later I'm gonna show you why. Let's start to add a little bit of snow. So what I told you is that I want the snow coming in while opening the door. So this is the little build that I created. So here we have all the snow coming inside. I use all different kind of slopes elements to create this sloping snow coming into the build, into the house. Let's add also some of these corner ones here, so we don't have any exposed studs. And now we can see why I needed that is because I need the door. So actually with this Lego door, they only open till a certain angle. So generally they open till here, but I need this to go bigger and wider. I need a bigger opening. So I'm gonna use that plate to connect to the handle here, so that I can post this door on a different angle, but in a way that it still looks like the door is open and is a little bit is opening a little bit wider than one is supposed to be. Okay, so here we have the open door, and now let's add a little bit more snow to cover up that space here at the back. Here I use a 1x3 jumper because the door of course has the frame, so I need to go a little bit inside. Now I need to build up a little bit more snow there at the back to give a little bit of impression of more snow coming from the back. So when we are looking at this straight, we see all the snow coming in. And now here we are gonna add the funny scene. I build up this little, how do you call it in English? Skeleton? You know, some of these kind of winter sporting, so that the kids can go down the slopes. I don't know, you can let me know in the comment exactly how is that called in English. I'm gonna have the minifigure connect here. This is some sort of handle, and it's gonna be coming down, sloping down directly into the house. I need to tilt the head on the side because this otherwise is gonna touch too much over there on the side. So we have to make care look to the side. So this more or less makes sense. And then here I have one of these minifigure stand that is gonna connect to the jumper there. And now we have our minifigure sloping down straight into the house. And the things I really like is the way that the air are done. It looks like actually because of the speed, because of the gravity, the air has been pulled back. So I think it gives a good impression of speed while sloping down into this house. And now the best thing would be to add another scare minifigure over here, waiting to be eaten by the holiday elf. So let me know your thoughts about this one, but first let's jump into the next one, which is the sugar fairy. So this one was a little bit more challenging because I honestly don't know what a sugar fairy is. I had to Google it. So it looks like it's something coming from the Nutcracker, I think. So I decided to give my own interpretation, and I decided that this is gonna be a tooth fairy. So I don't know if in your country the tooth fairy is something common, but basically when you are a kid, you lose a tooth, put it on the bed table, and then the morning after you're gonna find some little money, some $1, €1, or whatever currency you have in your country. So that's what I'm gonna do. Here I have again 8x8 base. I went with this sort of pink color for the floor, and I try to give a little bit of a more interesting pattern. This one is not tiled because here we're gonna add the bed. So we're gonna have the bed with the kid sleeping and the tooth fairy bringing the cash. So let's build up the wall. For the wall I went with a yellow color scheme. So here I build up a yellow wall with a window. I wanted to make it a little bit smaller, so this is actually 3 studs wide, so there's no glass actually behind, but later I will add some more details because again I added some extra studs at the back. And then over here on this side I build a little shelf so that we can add a little bit of decoration. So for example here I'm gonna add some books that connect over there sideways to that wall, a little action figure, and maybe a little sort of toy car over there. Complete the wall, so now everything is kept in place nicely. And here I thought to add some kind of poster. This one says wanted. Maybe this kid is into some western movie or something like that. At the back here I want to add a night sky, so I build up this black block of bricks with a star in the middle, which is actually a pin. I use this technique already in my micro scale habitats. I will put a link down below so you can check it out. This is connecting at the back, and then I just need to block it on top so that is a secure connection and is not gonna go anywhere. One tile at the top, and now the wall is nicely secure on all sides. Now let's build the bed. So for the bed I decided to go with blue. Here we have some more studs coming on the side, and here we're gonna add some slopes. So the build I created is this. Here we have another 1x2 cheese slope, and then a few more to complete the build in this way. So here we have the legs, and here a space for the head. A little bit of decoration here at the back with a Technic brick. I made it in this way because here I can basically just sit the minifigure. Now let me show you how. Let's connect to the stud there at the back, so this is in place. I take this sleepy minifigure head, which is actually the one that I use for my intro, the BrickDreamer intro, added a jumper, and this is gonna just sit there in that slope. And now it's looking like he's sleeping, but is in an interesting angle. So it's not too flat, but it's looking like he's actually on a pillow. So I think that was a pretty nice effect. Now let's add a little bit of decoration at the back of the bed. Here we have plate and tile, and also we have another of these transparent stand, because I will need this to actually connect the ferry later on. So let's connect this to the side. So the bed is completed. It's coming off a little bit, but for this habitat it's not gonna block anything. And now let's add a little bed table over there. I'm gonna use these sort of legs from some Super Mario character to give a little bit of interesting shape there. Then I'm gonna use one of these sort of bracket kind of thing to create a drawer, and then a bracket on top, and here we have our bed table. Now I leave the stud open because I want to do two things. One is add a lamp. So here we have this blaster with one of these old accessory connected on an angle. This is going in the stud there, and now he has a bedside lamp, a little bit looking like the Pixar logo. And then there I need to add a tooth. So how do I make a tooth of the right size for a minifigure? Well, I cannot. But I found this, which I think works pretty well as a tooth, but it's gonna be a sort of giant tooth. So because of this, then I decided to try to make the scene a little bit funny. So since this kid have somehow this giant tooth, then he's gonna need a bigger amount of money. So we have a big $100 note for the tooth fairy that is gonna connect here at the stud. So it's gonna be flying over the bedroom to take the tooth and deliver the cash. So these are the last two minifigures that I built. Now let me see if I can bring in some of the older ones to sort of build up a little bit the habitat. Sorry about the camera. I always do this mistake. This is gonna go on top, connecting like that, and we can move it back a little bit. And then actually on top we can fit another one, which is the popcorn guy. Now let me put on the screen a proper picture so that we can see nicely how these all look all together. So these were all the CMF 23 that I have available. Maybe in the future I will get some. Let me know your comments down below. These are not going to be my last minifigure habitats. For sure I'm going to build more in the future. I have already some minifigure lining up from different series and collections. But this month I'm going to have a lot of contests going on. I will put a link down below to Bricknerd where they recap all the contests that are going to be available this month. So there's going to be a lot of bigger builds this month, medieval, Star Wars, steampunk, many different things, and I will try to alternate some bigger MOC with some of my smaller one, maybe as well with some minifigure habitats. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Ciao ciao.